Hello friends, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. Just as I said to film this video, Michael, my husband, decided the perfect time to mow the yard was gonna be right now. So it is pretty loud on my end. I hope it's not as loud on video. But anyway, let's begin because today we have a very long video. I'm looking here at all the products that I want to mention, and it is quite a lot. So before we jump right into it, please be sure to subscribe. All you need to do is hit the subscribe button down below. Be sure to also hit the little bell so you get notified every time that I post. I will be leaving in the description box below a couple more videos that I've done in the past. It's been a long time that I do a bigger Sephora recommendations, because I always tend to do kind of like what I've been loving at the moment, what I would recommend, to not sound too repetitive. But because it's been a while since I do kind of like a general favorites video, I thought I would do it in this one. But of course, if I miss anything, it'll probably be mentioned in those past videos. So let's begin, because we have a ton of products in front of me. The very first one, I'm going to be going for the only primer that I want to mention. And I want to say primer because this is really a skincare makeup product in one. So I do use it as a primer whenever I'm using it on my makeup routine. And this is by Merit, the Great Skin Instant Glow Serum. I really love this product. As you can probably tell, my bottle is getting kind of like pretty empty. I do have another one that I keep on my skincare side of things that I wear during night or morning whenever I need a little hydration. But for skincare, it just works perfectly as a primer. I don't know how it would work for someone with more oily skin. I do have more dry to normal skin type, you know, just kind of like mentioning. But on my skin, it works wonders. It provides a very beautiful base prior to my foundation. So for my second primer, and again, this is not really a primer, but I use it as a primer. This is like a multi-use product, and I've mentioned this so many times in the past, but I wanted to give it a shout out because it's been a while. And this is the Hollywood Flawless Filter by Charlotte Tilbury. I have mine in number 4 medium. I love this product. I usually use it as a primer, so I'll just do whatever primer first, the hydrating, and then for my glowy primer, which is usually what I always do, 2 primers, I'll go with this one. So go for the hydrating, then this one, and then whatever foundation or skin tint of choice. But this is also a great one to use as an actual highlighter or to mix with foundations to make them just a little bit more glowy, more dewy. Very beautiful product. It's been in pretty much every single one of my recommendations or favorite products. It is a great one for a reason, and I would recommend, strongly recommend, if you've been eyeing this, to maybe pick it up during the sale, because of course you get a little bit of a discount. Another product that I use pretty much on a daily before my makeup, it's going to be the K-Skin Lip Balm. This one has an SPF of 30, so even right now that today it's pretty gloomy, I would still use this before my makeup as kind of like a primer for my lips. It is a really good one, and there goes the mowing machine. It is really good, and I feel like the hydration gets locked in on my lips the entire day. There's a lot of noise in this house, always. With 5 rescue dogs, there's never a silent moment or a calm moment. And of course I also have Remus, my little kitty, but he makes no noise. But anyway, hopefully Red lets me film without more issues. This year has been the year for me of skin tints. Very little have I used foundation. Like in very seldom occasions I'll grab foundation. If I'm going for a base product of any type, I'm going to go for either my Tower 28 Skin Tint. This is actually a tinted sunscreen. You can probably tell right now the bottle is looking pretty empty. I really love this. I am in the shade 35 Point Dune. I don't know if I got this during Sephora's VIB last year, so like during the holiday season maybe, and I've been using it ever since. Really lovely product. I use it, I recommend it, and will always keep using it. I was thinking about repurchasing, but I think I'm gonna wait until the next Sephora VIB sale, so during like the spring event. For my second base foundation product, I've got the skin tint from Hourglass, and this is the Veil Hydrating Skin Tint. I really love this product. I bought it as kind of like not replacement, because this is really different product. This is an actual sunscreen with a little bit of tint, but as a kind of alternative to use whenever I'm not using this one. Again, it's pretty much empty at this point, and I want to repurchase because I really have been loving this one, and I always wear a sunscreen before my, any makeup application. So really lovely. I've been enjoying this product since I bought it and basically used it every single time I'm doing any kind of makeup. I don't think I have a product for every single category, but the majority of the categories are here. So next I've got a corrector that I've talked about so many times, and you've seen me use this pretty much every single time that I've done any kind of makeup, even if it's like a no makeup day. I am going to be repurchasing this product. This is the Tarte corrector in the shade light medium. As you can tell, it's basically empty. I love this product and I bought it, I'm pretty sure last year during this sale, so like the holiday season, and I discovered like an entire world that I was missing out, and I will never look back. Great product. Even if you have more normal under eyes, I feel like this helps a ton with that more kind of like brightness, awakeness on your eyes, and actually helps you use less concealer whenever you use this first. So a really lovely product. Let's move on with concealers, and Red is playing with his toy. So I've got 3 that I want to mention, 2 that I've mentioned so many times, so it's gonna be pretty quick. The KVD Good Apple, I got it in the shade medium 146. This is perfect to give me a one tone on my skin. I do have vitiligo all over, so my face, I have a couple of different patches that this covers perfectly. For more brightness and bringing a little bit more of highlight into my eyes, I love the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin, and this one I got it in the shade 7 medium. And a newer one that I've also been really enjoying in kind of like collaboration with the KVD, it's my Tower 28 in the shade K-Town. I probably could have went a little bit darker on this one, but it works really wonderful for that kind of like more illuminating of the under eyes, and I always use it mostly with this one, but I can also get away with using it by itself. These 3 of them I really recommend. The 3 of them are, I think these are considered like medium coverage, but on me it really works as a more full coverage. So if you're looking for full coverage, I would also recommend you look into these 2. This is of course a full-on full coverage. Oh my goodness. For powder, there's one that I absolutely love. I've been loving for a long time. This is by Charlotte Tilbury, the Airbrush Flawless Finish. I've got mine in the shade 2 medium. I think I've mentioned in the past that whenever I do end up repurchasing this, I'm going to repurchase in the shade Translucent that they released after these ones were released. So that's kind of like a fairly newish on the line. So I would definitely see myself getting the Airbrush, the Translucent, instead of one with color. Oh my goodness, I'm never gonna be able to finish this video. My next recommendation is a huge favorite, and that is the Hourglass Holiday Palettes. I have 4 of them here that I've been, buying for the past, obviously, 4 years. Really love them. You can clearly tell. This is going to be a palette that will give you all of your cheek products in one, and even double these products as eyeshadow. So every time I travel, I carry whichever that I prefer. Of these 4, you'll get 2 blushes, a bronzer, highlight, and finishing powders. I've been using these finishing powders after my Charlotte Tilbury powder pretty much every time that I do my makeup for the past 4-ish years. Really lovely powders. They're very finely milled. They provide everything you would need for your cheek products, and again, you can also use some of these colors as eyeshadow. So even if you have a ton of products like on your makeup collection, or you have bare minimal, I think this is a great addition to anyone's makeup bag. It is very pricey, I'm not gonna lie, and I think this year it increased like $10. I don't remember this being $90 last year, but this year it is for $90. So I'm gonna skip this year just because I really don't need another one. I was very tempted because the new presentation, or the new packaging, has also animals, and there's an octopus one that looks so beautiful, but I really don't need another one. But if you don't have any of these Hourglass palettes, I would strongly recommend you pick one with a little bit of a discount. Let's move on with other cheek products, and I have 2 bronzers, one bronzer and one contour to mention. The first one is going to be the Makeup by Mario, what is this? This is a soft sculpt shaping stick. lately, I think I also mentioned during the fall video of my makeup for fall that I've really been more into just defining more my cheekbones, my face, a little bit of light contour, and this has been one of my go-to. So this is a really good product, more for like actual contouring, but one that I use also for shaping. This is a bronzing stick by Merit. I've got mine in the shade Sane. Really love both of them. So even though this is supposed to be more like a bronzer, I use it to shape my face. So you can see kind of like the difference between both shades. Still, both of them I would strongly recommend. If you want a more, let's say, a more lightweight contour, I would go for the Merit, or of course if you want a bronzer. But if you want a more defined actual contour, the Makeup by Mario has been a wonderful addition to my collection. For highlights, I've got my favorite from Merit. These are like a more balmy stick highlights. I've got two shades, so just depending on which one is your favorite. I personally prefer Cava, which is the more vanilla shade, but if you like more pinkish highlights, Bounce is of course a beautiful shade. I love these highlights. I have been kind of like forgetting about every single one of my other highlights since I got these ones. The hype on this product is absolutely real, and might as well just keep talking about Merit because my favorite blushes that are more on the cream side are of course from Merit. I do have 3 of them. For more kind of like fall, more darker tones, or like for more darker skin tone than myself, for like your everyday, we've got Mood. It is a very pretty shade. I tend to grab this more right now during the fall and winter. And then my perfect everyday is this one in the shade Cheeky, very lovely. And for the summer, although I used it today, I prefer Stockholm, which is one of their newer shades and one of the newest packaging. For more blushes, some that I haven't really mentioned in a long time are the ones from Charlotte Tilbury. Specifically today, I decided to go for Pillow Talk. I do own 3 of them, Pillow Talk, Intense, and Walk of No Shame. But out of these 3, my favorite that I've been actually using a ton lately is Pillow Talk. It is a lovely, more everyday pink on my skin tone. I really love this. I like how it has like a shade around, and then the middle is kind of like a more highlighty color that I usually also like to just pop in the up of my cheeks whenever I want to go for a more subtle highlight for that day. And a couple more that I also really like that I haven't also mentioned in a while are the ones from Patrick Ta. I do have 2 of them, She's So LA and She's That Girl. She's So LA I also like to use more during the fall and winter. It is a very more brownish, almost bronzy, so whenever I don't want to bronze but I want to bring more warmth into my cheeks, I love She's So LA. And for the more spring, more kind of like colorful cheek days, I go for She's That Girl. Very pretty, almost peachy pink. And of course, this product has both powder and cream in one. And I really love that he has a little window that you can just open and, you know, protect from getting powder in it. Really lovely product. He has a ton of different shades, so I'm sure you'll be able to find one that's perfect for your skin tone. A very old favorite that I also haven't been mentioning a lot, but actually have been rotating a ton during this past maybe like month or so, has been my Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. Another pretty pricey product. She does have now a darker version of this one. This was like the universal one that she had for a long time, but gladly she came up with the more, I think it's called like medium deep shade. I've got the original one, so you get a highlight and a bronzer. Those days that I want to go for very minimal makeup or I want more subtle contour and highlight, this is my go-to. Really love it also to use as a eyeshadow kind of like situation. Like I'll do, of course, the bronzer on my crease, then use this as my lid shade, and it just looks very, very pretty. I have a few eyeshadows that I want to mention. Starting with Charlotte Tilbury, you know that I have to mention my Eyes to Mesmerize. I've loved these eyeshadows for a very long time, and I have a pretty extensive collection on these ones. I want to mention Jean because this is just what I've been going for, more subtle makeup on the eyes and the face. How many times can I mention that? But this is lovely. Formula is very, very on point, very easy to use, even if you're like super new to makeup. I do have a video swatching all of these ones that I had in my collection. I think I added a couple more since this video, but I'm gonna be leaving it in the description box below. For another eyeshadow that is very new in my collection that I actually have never mentioned in my channel, by Rare Beauty. She released these ones. These are just like eyeshadow sticks, and I have the pinky shade. This is in the shade, I honestly don't know, it doesn't say, but it's the pinky shadow. I'm using it today as the base of my makeup, but I use it like just, of course, a one and done eyeshadow, and I really like it. Very easy to blend. You know, it's easy to just throw in your bag and do your makeup on the go. I really like it. For eyeshadow, I'm going to recommend this little palette from Charlotte Tilbury in the shade Exaggerate. Definitely my favorite. I love using this whenever I do want to go for a little more of makeup, but it's still gonna look very pretty in a more, I don't really know how to put the words into it. It still looks like the epitome of Charlotte Tilbury makeup, but with very minimal effort. You kind of like just go around the palette as she recommends. Very lovely shade. I know this is not gonna be for everyone. I don't know how much this would show up in a way darker skin than mine, but she has a ton of different shades that you can select from her little quads, so you'll probably find something that will be more suitable for darker skin tones, but for someone around my complexion, this is my favorite. To finish up with eyeshadows, I do want to mention the Merit shadow in the shade Mid-Century. They released these ones fairly recent, and of course I've been really loving it. I do have a video also on this, like a standalone video review. I'm gonna be leaving it below. They did come up with 6 different shades. I think I was gonna pick up another one, but for the amount of eyeshadow that I've been using lately, this is more than enough. But I really like the formula. It is a matte eyeshadow that goes on very smooth, easy to blend, and it does not budge during the, the entire day. So highly recommend. If you're looking for more actual bigger palettes, another one that I really like, but I haven't really used a lot because again, kind of like very minimal makeup, but Natasha Denona has beautiful smaller palettes. This is the Camel palette, a classic in my collection. I really like it. I can go much darker and a more kind of like brown smoky eye, or go very simple with the lighter shades. Really lovely palette. And just as Charlotte Tilbury has her little quads, Natasha has this kind of like hints in a smaller size that she has a ton of different shades to choose from, so the variety is there just depending on what you prefer. To wrap up this video, let's just mention my favorite mascara that I've been loving for a little while, and that's from Tarte, the Tartelette. In the past, I've also had a old favorite, Pillow Talk. This is the push-up lashes, but lately this has replaced my love for push-up lashes. This is from the Nordstrom anniversary sale, but this mascara is also great. But today I used the Tarte Tartelette Tubing Mascara, and it just has blown me away. I really love it. For lipstick, I have a ton of options that I mentioned in past 3 videos, between the Merit Satin lipsticks. These are I think these are the signature lipsticks. I love them. I have almost every single one in my collection, and also a video specifically on Merit. I'll leave it linked below with all of my selection between Charlotte Tilbury and Merit for fall lipsticks. I have so many. Today I went for the Merit shade Millennial, which you can see how much I love it. The bullet is getting pretty low. Really love this product. Probably one of my favorite satin formula, and from Charlotte Tilbury, I just love her lipsticks. Between her satin and her matte, I have a ton of them, so just depending on what color you prefer. That is everything that I would like to recommend. I have so many other products that I've recommended in the past, so just check out the description box below. Let me know in the comments below if you are going to be picking anything from the Sephora sale, any recommendations you have, any favorites that you've been loving lately. Like always, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!